Now we'll discuss different theories of intelligence. Theories of intelligence can be divided into two approaches. First is psychometric approach, second is information processing approach. Psychometric approach propose that intelligence is the combination of different abilities. Psychometric approach actually focus on the structure and the underlying dimension of intelligence. They perceive intelligence as a single index of cognitive abilities, and there are many underlying dimensions under this single index. On the other hand, information processing approach does not focus on the structure of intelligence or its underlying dimension. Rather, they focus on how intelligent person acts, how people use reasoning and problem solving skills, how people use reasoning and problem solving skill. So the information processing approach focus on the underlying cognitive functioning, how the cognitive processes function when people behave people behave. So that is the information processing approach. So first we'll discuss psychometric approach. So as we discussed, the psychometric approach focus on the structure of intelligence and the factors underlying that particular structure. So the first theory was given by Binet. According to Binet, intelligence is a construct which helps us to solve our day-to-day problem. So Binet's theory believes that intelligence is a single factor. So this theory is known as unifactor or one-factor theory of intelligence. The next theory that I will discuss is Spearman's two-factor theory of intelligence. This theory was given by Spearman in 1927. Spearman used factor analysis to explain this theory. According to Spearman, there are two factors in intelligence. The first one is general ability and second one is specific ability. General factors are the general ability which is common and which is present in all kind of mental activities. And specific factors are specific abilities which are present for the particular specific ability. Let me give you one example. Suppose someone is very good in mathematics. So the person has a general intelligence or general ability, or that is a G factor. With that, the person has specific ability for math. That is the S factor. Again, if a person is very good in language, it means the person has general ability, which is a common factor, and apart from that, the person also has specific ability for language. So a person can have the general factor is the common one, it is present in every individual, and specific factors are related with the specific abilities that the individual possesses. The next theory that I will discuss was given by Louis Thurston. This theory is known as the theory of primary mental abilities. According to this theory, intelligence includes seven factors. These factors are verbal comprehension, numerical abilities, spatial relation, perceptual speed, word fluency, memory, and inductive reasoning. So verbal comprehension means our ability to use words, concepts, and ideas. Numerical abilities means our ability to perform calculation accurately and quickly. Spatial relation means ability to perceive patterns and forms accurately. Perceptual speed means ability to perceive details in situation or object very quickly. Word fluency, using word fluently and flexibly. Memory, ability to remember information accurately. And inductive reasoning means deriving general rules from the presented fact. These seven factors are seven abilities or factors are not are independent. Independent means if someone has high level of verbal comprehension, does not mean the person will have high level of numerical abilities. So अगर किसी का वर्बल कॉम्प्रिहेंशन अच्छा है, ऐसा नहीं है कि उसका न्यूमेरिकल एबिलिटीज भी अच्छा होगा. उसका न्यूमेरिकल एबिलिटी अच्छा हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता है. सिमिलरली अगर किसी का वर्ड फ्लुएंसी बहुत अच्छा है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है उसका परसेप्चुअल स्पीड भी बहुत अच्छा होगा. उसका परसेप्चुअल स्पीड भी अच्छा हो सकता है, अब नहीं भी हो सकता है. So these factors are not related, they are independent. The next theory that I will discuss is the hierarchical model of intelligence. This theory was given by Arthur Jensen. According to this theory, there are two levels in intelligence. Level 1 means level 1 is the associative learning, and the level 2 is cognitive competence. So in level 1 here, the input and the output are more or less similar. So the individual exactly repeat the information or produce the information that the person has learned. For example, in rote learning or in memory. So here person in rote learning, person exactly produce the same response that the person has learned. Level 2 is the cognitive competence where people use their higher order skill. So here input and output are not exactly same. Here person use their cognitive function, cognitive skills like thinking, analyzing, concept learning, and produce something which is not exactly the word to word copy of the input or word to word copy of what they have learned. Let me give you one example. Suppose मुझे क्लासिकल कंडीशनिंग क्या है वो पता है. क्लासिकल कंडीशनिंग का थ्योरी पता है. क्लासिकल कंडीशनिंग का जो लॉ है वो पता है. नाउ आई एम जस्ट मेमोराइजिंग द एंटायर थ्योरी एंड आई एम राइटिंग द थ्योरी वर्ड बाय वर्ड. दैट इज रोट लर्निंग. So that include level 1 or associative learning. लेवल 2 इंटेलिजेंट क्या होगा? अगर मैं वो जो थ्योरी मुझे पता है, नाउ आई एम राइटिंग नाउ आई एम राइटिंग how can we use classical conditioning to develop new behavior. How can we use classical conditioning to for the as a therapeutic method to deal with different kind of psychopathology. So that is the thing that include cognitive competence. Here I am using my higher order skill to write the answer. So this is level 2 processing. So in level 1 processing, where we are using where we are exactly producing the response that or output, that is also require intelligence. And cognitive processing, where we are not exactly producing the output, rather we are understanding that we are using conceptual understanding, conceptual knowledge. So here also we are it is also reflecting intelligence. The next model that I will discuss is structure of intellect model. The structure of intellect model was given by J.P. Guilford. According to him, there are three dimensions of intelligence: operation, content, and product. Operation means the process of thinking, how the respondent what the respondent does. So this includes cognition. Cognition means thinking, judging, perceiving. Memory recording and memory retention. Memory recording means storing the information, and memory retention means remembering the information, recalling the information. Divergent production means producing different answer to a single question. Convergent production means standard response to a standard question. And evaluation means evaluating the cognitive processes that we are using. Second factor is content. Content means the nature of materials or information on which the operation is performed. So the nature of materials can be visual, can be auditory, can be symbolic, means it can be letters or numbers. It can be semantic, means it can be words. It can be behavioral, means it can be the information we derive from person's behavior, attitude, and needs. Okay. The third factor is product. Product means the form in which the information is processed. Product can be unit, can be class, can be relation, can be system, can be transformation, can be implication. So let me explain this with an example. It is a problem. Here we have to find solution for this one out of these 8 options. So here we can, when the person is solving this kind of problem, the person is using different, you can use the, we can explain how structure of intellect, with the help of structure of intellect model, how people are solving the problem. Like first operation means thinking, perceiving. So people first have to perceive this structure very carefully to know the relation between each elements, and have to think, have to use logic and reasoning to find the correct solution. So that is the operation part. Then here the content means the nature of material that we are using is visual, as we are perceiving these pictures. We are seeing this picture, so the nature of material that we are using is visual. Then the product means the form in which the information is processed. Here the information are processed in two ways. First, we are perceiving the unit, means each unit we are perceiving, and second, the relation means relation between each elements we have to perceive, and then we can find the answer properly. So that is the product part. So here to how now how can I use the structure of intellect model to explain the problem solving of this test? Like we are using we are first we have to observe these elements, these designs properly. Then we have to rationally find out the link, the relation between each elements, and then we have to find then we have to draw the correct write the we have to find the correct solution using our logic and reasoning for this particular space. So here we are using these three things: operation, content, and product, to find the solution. So far we have discussed psychometric approaches of intelligence. Now we'll discuss information processing approach of intelligence. The first theory that we will discuss was proposed by Gardner. This theory is known as theory of multiple intelligence. Gardner believed that intelligence is not a single entity, rather there are different types of intelligence. So according to Gardner, there are 8 types of intelligence. They are linguistic. Linguistic means our ability to produce and use language. People with high level of linguistic intelligence, they can perceive word, they can see word in their mental image. Poets and writers are very strong in this component. Logical mathematical means ability to ability to think logically to solve problems. These people with logical mathematical intelligence, they have high level of abstract thinking and reasoning power. Scientists, Nobel Prize winners are likely to have this kind of component. Spatial means ability to form visual images and patterns, ability to understand relation between visual images and patterns. Pilots, sailors, sculpture, painters, architects, they have this kind of intelligence. Musical means ability to produce and manipulate music. These people are very sensitive to sound and vibration. They are able to create new patterns and sounds. So music composer, a singer, they have this kind of intelligence. Bodily kinesthetic, it means ability to use body flexibly and creatively. Athlete, dancer, sports person, they have this kind of intelligence. Next is interpersonal. Interpersonal means these people with high level of interpersonal intelligence, they can understand motives, feelings, behaviors of other people, and they can develop a comfortable bond with other individuals. Psychologists, counselors, politicians, social workers, they have this kind of intelligence. Intrapersonal means ability to understand one's own feeling, motive, desire, own strength and weaknesses. Philosophers, spiritual leaders, they have this kind of intelligence. Then last one is natural. Natural means ability to understand the beauty of the nature, to understand the subtle features of the nature. Hunters, tourists, botanists, geologists, bird watcher, they have this kind of naturalistic intelligence. Next, we'll discuss the triarchic theory of intelligence. This theory was given by Robert Sternberg. According to Sternberg, intelligence means not only our ability to adjust with the environment, but to shape the environment, to select the environment in a way that help us to achieve our goal, that help us to achieve our society's goal. So according to this theory, there are 3 components of intelligence, or 3 types of intelligence. First is componential intelligence, also known as analytical intelligence. This componential intelligence has 3 subpart: knowledge acquisition, performance component, and meta component. The second one is experiential subtheory or experiential intelligence, and third one is contextual intelligence. Componential intelligence, also known as analytical intelligence, it means our ability to analyze information. This intelligence has three components. First is knowledge acquisition. To analyze the information, we have to know, we have to learn the information, we have to know the information, we have to acquire the skill of how to analyze the information. So knowledge acquisition involves this thing. It helps us to learn the thing, to acquire the process, procedure, or strategies that we need to do the thing. That is knowledge acquisition. Then after that, we need to, after acquiring the knowledge and skill, we have to plan how to proceed, or what to do, how to do. So the second form is meta or higher order component, which involves planning, where we decide the strategies, the steps we need to take in order to solve our problems. Then the third one is performance component. It means actually doing the things. It means actually following the plans and applying the strategies to reach the solution. This is the componential intelligence. Next, we'll discuss experiential intelligence. When we face any new or difficult situation, we use our previous experiences to solve the problem. Experiential intelligence indicates how creatively people can use their previous experience to solve new problem. People with high experiential intelligence, they are very creative, and they can generate different kind of solution for their problems when using their past experiences. Third, now the next one is contextual intelligence. Contextual intelligence is also known as practical intelligence. It helps us to deal with day-to-day life problems. डे टू डे लाइफ में हम लोग जो प्रॉब्लम फेस करते हैं, कैसे वो प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करें, कैसे एनवायरनमेंट के साथ एडजस्ट करें, कैसे एनवायरनमेंट को ऐसे मॉडिफाई करें कि उसके साथ हम लोग फिट हो सके, कैसे, और जो एनवायरनमेंट हम लोग का जो गोल है, जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है, उसको अचीव करने में हेल्प कर सके. दैट determines by contextual intelligence. So people high in contextual intelligence, they can adjust with the environment better, which so they are trying to be successful in their life. The next theory that I will discuss is planning, attention arousal, and simultaneous successive model of intelligence. This model was developed by J.P. Dash, Naglieri, and Kirby in 1994. This model proposed that there are three interdependent neurological systems in the brain. These systems are responsible for arousal, attention, coding or processing, and planning. So arousal and attention. Arousal is required for attention if we are too much aroused or too little aroused, that will interfere with attention. If I am too little aroused, then I will not be motivated to do something or to attend something. And if I am too much aroused, then that may create stress and tension, and may make so I may be enable that so that may create inability to attain or focus on something. So optimal level of arousal is required. Let me give you one example. Suppose I know that I have a test after 1 month, so I have to prepare for my test. Now, if I am not aroused at all, then I will not prepare for the test because I am not stressed or not tense, or I will not be able to focus attention. But if I am too aroused, then I will be stressed, I will be very tense, and that situation also I may not be able to focus my attention and make necessary planning so that I can qualify the test successfully. So we need optimal level of arousal to focus our attention. After focusing our attention, next process is next process is how we processing the information. There are two ways by which we process information. One is simultaneous processing, another one is successive processing. Simultaneous processing means when in simultaneous processing, we perceive the relationship among various concepts, and then we integrate them to create a meaningful pattern. Let me give you one example. Suppose I want to solve a puzzle. So what we do when we solve puzzle, first we perceive the each and every piece of the puzzle. Then we try to perceive relationship between all those pieces, and then we integrate the pieces to create a meaningful pattern. So this is called simultaneous processing. There's another way we process information, that is successive processing. Successive processing means when we remember information in order. so that if we can remember one information, that may help me to remember another information. Like in learning digit or alphabet, um, in case of alphabet, if I remember one alphabet, that may help me to remember the next alphabet. So this is called successive processing. The third part is planning. After attaining the information, after processing the information, now you have to make a plan. Now you have to think the strategies, the courses of action I need to implement to reach the goal. And also I have to evaluate the plan. If the plan does not work, then I have to modify it to so that it fulfill my requirement. Let me give me one example. Suppose I have a test after 1 month. I have developed now I have to develop plans how to study so that I can score good in the test. So how long I'm going to give for the chapters, how I'm going to proceed, what or how I have to keep some time for the revision. So that is the planning. Now, if there is any change, like suppose one chapter takes much time than I thought, then I have to modify my plan to suit my requirement. So these three factors: attention, arousal, processing, and planning. These three factors are interdependent. They depend on each other. And how a person who have high level of intelligence, they can plan better, they can process information properly, and they can focus their attention, they can develop optimal level of arousal and focus their attention to achieve their goal.